Hey everyone, welcome to another episode from Ampro Engineering. This is going to be the first installment of our What is Ampro Doing Right Now? Ooh, that's probably not safe for work. We'll call it What is Ampro Working On Right Now? That's much better. So since I can't think of anybody at all with an ongoing video series about what they're working on, we're just going to say I invented this and go on from there. I'm sorry, I have a text message. Oh, that's kind of weird. Why is he messaging me?
How dare you, sir?
What?
Scale Builders Guild, LLC.
Trademark, corporation, owns the rights and all rights to the idea of what's on the bench. You will be hearing from my lawyers. That's the only communication I will be having with you through my legal team.
How dare you? Good day, sir.
Since we got absolutely no calls just now with anybody threatening us, we'll move on. I'll make these kind of quick. I just want to give an overall idea of what we've been working on and then go from there, because everything that we're going to show right now will be covered in great deal on the channel. This project here I've called Project Zebra 3, and what we have here is a Ford Gran Torino body, basically a highly modified TAO2 chassis with completely redesigned front suspension, hubs and all that, and 3D printed wheels. This is one of the bodies it will have. The other body, which has been getting quite a lot of work done, is this one here. You can see that the rear opera window has been deleted, all the moldings are gone, and this is going to get a Starsky and Hutch paint job along with all the working lighting and all that stuff. So this is coming very soon. Now this project will also have a build series around it. Basically, this was an old toy that you put batteries in and the car would spin in circles, and that was really about it. It does have working headlights. Of course, mine will work better when it's all done. It was a police car. The car, of course, is a Mazda Rx7, the first generation. I believe that is in FB, and I happen to adore these cars. Lots of body work has been going on there. Here is the custom MO. Well, I think it's an MO2, but which MO2? None of them, because the entire center section is 3D printed. It's quite similar to the Ampro Fiat Ritmo Abarth with the custom center section. These wheels are beautiful replicas of the Mazda wheels that the first generation RX-7 would have had, and that just goes right there. Well, roundabouts. This is a small boat that had a crack on the bottom, and it has been fixed with epoxy. This TAO2 chassis will be featured in a video coming soon about upgrades that are useful to have on a TAO2. The body this is going to get is this body by Hot Tab Bodyworks, which is technically speaking, a Lada 2102. It will be modeled up like a Fiat 124 station wagon, custom 3D printed rear body mounts at the rear, and it'll have custom printed wheels and a whole bunch of goodies. This project has been a long time coming. I think I began this over 2, maybe even 3 years ago, but now we're finally making some headway. The chassis is a standard Tamiya TAO2 chassis with quite a number of upgrades over here, but more importantly, we have custom Ampro wheels. These are designed to mimic the factory wheels on the Lancia Stratos, which are only ever available on the Stratos. The wheels are staggered offset, as you can see here, and the body will be the Lancia e313 right there, with quite a number of upgrades, quad headlights. It'll basically be the street version of the car with operational turn signals, parking lights, all that good stuff, and we'll get the street taillights. So I'm really excited about getting this car done. It will not be painted in red, because every single one of them, RC and full size, was red in street form. It will be painted in a French blue, which is one of my favorite colors. And no, it is not pronounced Lancia. It is pronounced Lancia. Now, don't get me wrong. I totally hear you. Ampro, who the heck are you to tell us how to pronounce Lancia? You have some dumb YouTube channel where you sit there and play with toy cars all the time. First off, I do not... Oh, wait. If only I knew someone who actually has credibility, has a bigger problem than I do with how people mispronounce car-related things, and most importantly, actually replied to my text message. Oh, wait a minute. I do know someone.
I had dinner at an Italian restaurant last night, and they served the most delicious bread. It was warm, it was herby, and they called it focaccia bread. And I thought I had... Hold on. Hello? Uh-huh. Yep. Oh, thanks. Turns out it's pronounced focaccia because CIA in Italian is scia, not sia, which means that lancia is actually pronounced lancia. Weird foreigners. Lancia. Who knew?
Thanks, Jason. The beta's happy. Moving on. Project Vanicado actually has some parts. So the interior, this is a mock-up, real cheap FDM print. I don't think I've even posted the video on how to cut out the windows, but that'll be done soon. By the way, this is a lunchbox body. Here is the production interior, door panels, complete high detail dash, and the earlier front grille versus the later front grille. Both of these are available on Shapeways. So this is coming along very well. The reason why it's not done yet is because of all these other little side projects. And no, this is not a WPL chassis. This is a bespoke chassis that we have covered on this channel already. So we'll be going over this van soon. A couple of roll bars. One of these, that one maybe, is for the Tamiya Hilux High Lift body. And this one here is for the HGP407 body. Both of these will mount into pre-existing holes on those specific bodies. This Hornet, oh my gosh, it's too big. There we go. This Hornet has actually all been built for my son. It's got an Ampro cage on there for significant structural reinforcement. 540 has been pulled out because he's tiny. So we got the nice 340 or 380, excuse me. We have these body mounts that I have far over-engineered to basically allow this Beetle body to be mounted. A couple of headlight buckets right there, heavily shoe-glued in place with operational lights. And that all drops on, usually, there it goes, drops on very nicely. And now we have a Beetle Hornet. Speaking of Beetle Hornets, I'm actually pissed off about this one because I had the entire upgrade video all recorded and it got corrupted. So I'm really upset about that. So we might as well just show it off here since you'll probably never see that again anyway. We'll pull the body off here. This is the first RC car body that I have ever painted. And this is like in the early 1990s. It does have some lights attached right there. So the lights are installed front and rear. This car is basically comprised of scrap. The chassis had a couple little cracks here and there, and the minute you install the Ampro cage and some leaves, all of that gets nicely reinforced. However, this is an early prototype cage, so using that CAD file, I went ahead and made these little mounts for the rear as well as the front in order to mount up to the existing body mount holes right there, yeah, that the car had earlier on this chassis. The other holes are from other applications that the car had been attached to in the past. So this is a fairly stock Hornet. It's got, again, just a bunch of leftover bits. This rear mount had one of these standoffs broken off years ago, so I went ahead and used that. It has the standard front suspension. It does have the Ampro, or it's just the Grasshopper. Yeah, this has the Ampro battery door with the tab-style transmission brace. So that's all installed. It got a nice set of ball bearings. And I think that's about it. I have some footage of the whole build process of the car, and I figured I might as well just show it since I really have no other way of showing the rest of it. The car used to have this cage that I made out of a coat hanger just so that I could have a Hornet body fit where the top of the Hornet body was missing. Long story. Anyway, here you can see the remnants of it and having it removed in order to spruce the car up. Here the whole car has been completely washed. It was absolutely disgusting from probably 30 years of who knows how many owners and people beating the thing up. So it got a good bath, all the bearings were replaced some of the electronics. And overall, now the car is really rock solid, if a little dated and comprised of just a bunch of junk. Sorry for the weird audio. This is the computer mic, by the way. You've seen this chassis before. This is the TA02 RS. It's my first TA02. The body usually on there is the Ford Escort Cosworth. This is a Fiat 124 sedan made by Hot Tab Bodyworks, which is, technically speaking, this is actually a Lada 2101, painted in this magnificent Tamiya metallic orange. I believe it is PS61. It's absolutely spectacular. Of course, being from Ampro, it does have full operational headlights, turn signals, taillights, all those kind of goodies. And what to me is the most spectacular wheel ever designed. This is a Campagnolo. I don't remember what model number it is. I could look it up and then I would be here for quite a while longer. It is a two-part wheel. The outer part and the main wheel is nylon to give the larger tire look, and then the intersection is printed on a polyjet to give those just magnificent details. It does have these little retainers here on the side to tuck in the body nicely. Customize those, so even on this side over here, you can see it's part of the battery door. This was an awesome build, really easy body to install and detail, and that's why I went ahead and got the station wagon. Also, the most important thing I've been working on is here. This is Superfly version 3. Awesome. This is coming along very well. As you can tell here, there's very little Tamiya left in the car. In fact, there is no Tamiya present in this particular assembly. When the entire build is complete, the gears and the gear shafts will be original. The spindles, and the body. It'll have a factory body, which is funny given the fact that Superfly 1 and 2 both have Ampro design bodies. As soon as I finish up the Torino, this car is next to get fully completed, and it should be magnificent. It will look like a Hornet, and that's about it. Everything has been reimagined. Okay. There we go. No, wait, that way. So what we have here is a center console for a Fiat Ritmo Abarth. Now this, and it's, yes, it is pronounced Abarth. Technically, Ritmo is pronounced Ritmo. I prefer that, but nonetheless, we'll skip that for now before Jason calls me back. So the car that this is going in, I installed air conditioning in. It's all my own design, the entire system. I needed some kind of recirculation option. So what I did is I used the factory knob that's in the car's center control stack. You can see it right there. It's got some original grease on it. I designed this little panel here. I designed this entire mounting system. This is backlit using the same bulb that the car came with. This is top lit using the same bulb that the car came with. All this has been printed, again, minus the knob, and this will go right inside here once I make a little notch up there, and it'll be retained here at the back, or I should say down there. And theoretically, once it's done, close enough, it'll go in there and give you the ability to open or close the air conditioning vent recirculation. Well, folks, that is it. I'm just going to put my bench back to the way it was earlier with all the paints that we're going to use to do all these cars. There you go. Thank you all so much for watching. I always get a lot of questions as to what projects I'm working on, and I hope this helps to enlighten you on what's going on right now. Stay tuned. We've got a lot more coming up from Ampro Engineering.